Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I decided to work on a luxurious mansion again, and you might think, oh, another mansion, but this is not your regular mansion. This is a mansion build with a twist because I decided to build 3 separate mansions on one lot. And when you take a look from the outside, it doesn't look like a 3-in-1 build in my opinion. You can't really tell at first glance. It looks like a regular luxurious mansion build. But yeah, let me tell you, there are 3 separate mansions on this lot. I connected them with bridges and there are some corridors and yeah, they are all connected. Each of them has a living room, a kitchen, multiple bedrooms. The build has a total of 10 bedrooms, which is a lot and a lot to furnish. So you could let a huge sim family live on this lot. The default limit is 8 household members. This includes pets, so you could have 6 sims and 2 cats, for example, but you can either increase the limit using some mods like MC Command Center, or you could simply max out your 8 slots and then you could have a butler live in your house, for example. There would still be some space to have someone sleep over. I don't know, there's just a lot of space in this house and you could have a lot of fun with this. I like the idea because you can gameplay wise separate a family, for example. So a teenager has their own house, for example, on the same lot, and then when they age up and they are a young adult, they could have a partner and they could have a family all on one lot. And I like the idea that it's just good for creative gameplay, I guess. And to be honest, I just had a lot of fun working on this build because it's something different. And I started off by working on the house on the left side. So one is on the left, one is on the right, and then I built one in the center, in the middle, in the back of the lot. And this is kind of the main house in my eyes. This is also the one that I started to furnish. This is like the biggest of all 3, and it's just beautiful. I wanted to have this typical Hollywood Beverly Hills look, and I felt like, I don't know, just had flashbacks to the Get Famous release because this looks like a really typical Get Famous build for me because I used a lot of stuff from the pack, and as soon as you use these railings and stuff, it just screams Get Famous. And Get Famous is one of my favorite packs because it has such a heavy focus on building, and also Get Famous was the first pack that came out after I started YouTube, and it's always quite magical when you just start doing something, when it's like the beginning of something. It's always really exciting. There's just excitement in the air and you just don't really know what you're doing. It's also fresh and new. And it was just really, really special. It was the very first pack release that I witnessed on Sims Twitter and like inside the Sims community, not just as a player, and I just enjoyed the excitement. This is also why I said that I am so excited that so many Simmers are so hyped up for Snowy Escape again, because I feel like it's the same kind of excitement. And yeah, Get Famous just holds a very special place in my heart. I just love this pack so much. However, I just started off to work on the house on the left side, and I just wanted to have a driveway. And as you know, we don't have functional cars in this game, so I decided to use some debug cars. Some of them look super fancy. I just didn't want to have like a family van. I wanted to have a really fancy car for this build, so it all makes sense. And then I just sectioned off different areas to turn them into flower beds, and it was all a bit confusing because I had to make sure that technically the cars would be able to kind of leave the lot and drive off, even though they won't do that because they're just a beautiful piece of decoration. But I wanted this to be semi-realistic at least, so I don't know, just started to fence off areas and I added flower beds, and then it just all came along. And the one thing that I'm super proud of and that I can totally recommend is the way that I worked on the floor tiles, as you will see later. So on Get Famous, we have a rug, a regular rug, which is, it looks like stone, like a stone slab, a piece of stone, and it comes in different swatches. And I later decided to use the white swatch and I arranged it as if they are like floor tiles, and then I used the darkest grass color, the one from Ecolized Type, and it looks so beautiful and unique. At first I thought it looked too boring and at the same time too busy. There's a lot going on. It looks like a really over the top palace almost, but I mean, this is kind of back to the roots. I had a lot of fun to work on a huge build again, and I'm kind of happy that I didn't go with a 64 by 64 lot. I have to say, this was always a lot of work. I haven't built a lot recently, so I just kind of wanted to get back in the saddle, and 50 by 50 was enough. And I don't know, maybe there will be a 64 by 64 soon, and I just had a blast building this. Also, about the new pack, there are some updates about the upcoming pack for The Sims 4. There will be a live stream on October 30, so I can't wait to check out the live stream. One day before Halloween, I'm definitely going to watch the stream, and then we will get just more information about the pack in general. Personally, I'm hoping that they are going to show us what's the deal with these platforms that are going to be introduced, which look like split level pieces. I don't know, it looks like split level. I don't know what it is, but I just can't wait to watch the live stream. And also, they made a change to the pack. There was an interaction where your Sims could bow to a shrine, and the bowing interaction was removed. And there was also a piece of clothing which had a sun symbol, which was also removed or redesigned because there was some outrage from South Korean Sims players, and luckily they listened and they changed it, and I'm super impressed how quickly they reacted. Like, the concerns started to rise on social media, and within a couple of days they had changed the trailer, and they let everyone publicly know that changes were made because they didn't want to offend anyone. And I think it's amazing how quickly they reacted, and it makes me happy, not only because it's the right thing, but also because I feel like this pack has been so well received so far, and it would be sad if there would be anything overshadowing this. So if there's valid criticism, fix it, and it's alright, and they did, and this is really great. So far everyone seems to be happy, and we just have to wait for the live stream and what's going to happen, so we will see what is going on. And then one day after the live stream, it's Halloween. I'm going to post a build. Again, I can't say a lot about it because it's like a secret collab, but it will be a lot of fun. So there will be a spooky build on Halloween on my channel. I'm looking forward to Halloween. You guys know just how much I enjoy Halloween. And yeah, I'm just going to watch some spooky movies with my boyfriend. We are going to have some food, and that's it. And it's going to be a chill night out. And a couple of days ago, I don't know, we just wanted to get out some fresh air, and it was already super late, like past midnight, but we just needed some fresh air before going to bed. And right now, it's like generally not the best time to spend a lot of time on the outside when there are a lot of people. You guys know what I'm talking about. So it just seemed perfect because it was so late and the streets were empty. There was no one there. So we were just able to have a really relaxed walk, just going outside, just having a walk, some fresh air. And of course it was already dark and it was like super autumnal, and then we just kept walking, and then at some point we decided to just walk on a path which was next to a field, like a cornfield, and on the other side there were just trees, and it suddenly got super dark. There were no lights and it was like pitch black almost. It suddenly was like super creepy, and we were like, okay, should we go back or do we keep walking? And we decided to keep walking because we knew that when we just reached the end, which was relatively far, we could just walk back home and that's it. And it was kind of creepy, like I got some Halloween vibes. Like generally I'm not super creeped out when it's dark, but we were like, there was nothing around us, and I don't know, I'm just not used to taking a walk at night so late. It's pitch black just next to a cornfield. It was kind of creepy, and I think it would have been even more creepy if there would suddenly be a light in the distance, like someone coming to us, like approaching us. In this case, it would have probably also been just someone having a walk or just going somewhere. But still, I thought, oh my god, I hope we don't see anyone. It was a bit creepy, but I like creepy, and we just needed some fresh air, and it was just wonderful. Like when you just go out in nature during the day, it's wonderful. but at night it's just so quiet, so calm, so peaceful. You hear nothing, at least here where I'm located. Of course, it's totally different when you're in a big city or something, but I don't know, just loved it. It was so calm. I felt so good afterwards, and it was a bit spooky, so why not? You guys know I love spooky, and I've been watching so many spooky movies recently, different ones. Also A Quiet Place, which I can totally recommend if you are still looking for good movies for Halloween, and if you are not up to date and if you haven't watched it yet, I can totally recommend A Quiet Place. It's absolutely amazing. We've also finally watched The Joker. I know that everyone has watched it. It was like a huge success, but we never really watched it, and we finally decided to watch it, and I really, really enjoyed the movie as well. Not really a horror movie or something, but it is creepy and scary and really good. I was so impressed by just how well everyone acted in this movie. I was just impressed, especially by Joaquin Phoenix. Wow, just wow. Amazing movie. I can totally recommend. So here I'm furnishing, and you just saw how I used the Get Famous rug to create this floor pattern. And if you want to do this, just hold down Alt on your keyboard and move your mouse this way. Your objects won't snap to the grid and you can place them freely. It might take a bit of practice because you really want to have the same distance between each rug so it looks consistent and good, and this can be difficult. I also had to rearrange a couple of rugs so it looks really good, but it just takes a bit of practice. And I don't know, when you are using Alt a lot and when you are freely positioning stuff, you just get a feeling for this, and it's really easy. And then I started to furnish. This is the house in the center. In the back, this is the house that I called the main house. It's much bigger and it has a really unique floor plan. The other two houses have an identical floor plan, so this one here is different, and this is the house that I would use for the main family, I guess. So I would just let my Sims move in, my main family. Maybe I would use one of the other houses for a butler or for my older kids. I don't know, something like this. And I really feel like playing again, but you guys know I only build, and I don't know, just can't play anymore. Ever since I've started to just work on builds, I just can't play anymore. When I'm playing, I just want to build, and it's just not working out for me. But I really miss it because it's my favorite game. So I don't know, sometimes I feel really inspired. And like in Desert Valley, where I built a lot, there is Judith's Ward on the huge 64x64 lot, I think. And some of you always joke that Judith just gets another mansion. However, I never play, so I only record, and sometimes I'm in live mode when I use tool, or when I record, like when I work on the cinematics. So the Sims sometimes do their own thing while I'm working on builds and stuff. And then I noticed that Judith was pregnant, and she was pregnant by Alexander Goss, and I don't know how this happened, such a unique couple, I guess, but yeah, she had a baby girl. And then I felt so bad, but I used a mod to change the time. I think it's UI Cheats extension, so I just changed the time of the day when I want to record, and I just want to take a screenshot, or I want to record the cinematics. I just want it to be a certain time of the day so the light is good and all that stuff. So she had her baby, and then I used the mod to change the time, and then because it was like a 12-hour time skip, they took away Judith's kid, and I felt so horrible. I know it's just a game, and it was just because of a mod, but I thought, oh no, Judith, I feel so sorry for you. And yeah, sometimes weird things happen. Sometimes also when there's a heat wave and I use the mod to change the time, there were also some Sims lives lost, I guess. So sometimes I just do horrible things when I'm skipping time, and I never plan to do so. And again, they're just Sims, but I always feel a little bad, I have to say. This is what happens. So even though I don't play and just build, these things just happen in the background, and they are always quite tragic and weird. And I don't know, poor Judith. I just hope that she finds happiness in my save file. I don't know. Also, talking about a save file, I oftentimes receive a request to create a save file, and I kind of feel overwhelmed with this because I feel like I always have my go-to lot sizes, and now I'm more open to build on different lot sizes. But I don't know, I have to see what I can do and how many lots would be missing if I'd place some of the builds that I've already created in the past. This could be fun, maybe if I should do it one day, and this is like a big if, there are things that I'm definitely planning to do, but the save file is just a if. I don't know if I will ever do that, but if I should do that, I think that I would just start off with one city, like one world, Willow Creek, for example, and it could be a lot of fun. It kind of makes me interested in doing it, like, for example, having a base game world in Willow Creek, I don't know, but I have so much respect to all those builders who have like created full-fledged save files and they have populated each world with their builds. Wow, I'm just blown away. I love this, but I don't know if I can do this, but I know that a lot of you would love to see this, and I don't know, I feel like I'm building too many mansions, too many big lots. Probably also talking about the new pack again, I think if there's like a leaked picture of the world map. I don't know if it's real, but it looks like as if there's one or maybe even two huge lots. So maybe we are going to get another 64 by 64. I think the last time that we got a 64 was Get Famous. Yeah. So over 2 years ago now, I think, or 2 years ago. And this is a long time. In Solani, we only have, I think, 50 by 50, 40 by 50, I don't even know. But it's been a long time since we got a 64 by 64, and I just want one. I just want another 64 by 64. So I just have another place to build a huge mansion, and I'm just hoping that the light is good. Like whenever a pack like this is announced, I'm hoping for good lots. And I'm hoping that nothing is going to block the view for the gallery shot. And I hope that the light is good, because sometimes, I don't know if you are feeling the same way, but when you are building on a lot where the light is just horrible because the sun shines at the back of the house, for example, everything looks so dull and flat and just boring. And I just never want to build on these lots. And this is also the reason why I have my favorite lots most of the time, or why I really like to put a focus on gardens when I build in Desert Valley, because the sun is like in the back of the lot, and I don't know, I'm just really particular with these things. And here I'm working on one of many kids' rooms or bedrooms. So as I said, there are 10 bedrooms in total. We have 3 individual mansions on this lot. So the mansion in the back, the main mansion, has 4 bedrooms in total, and then each of the other 2 mansions has 3 bedrooms, which makes 10 bedrooms in total, as I said. So I decided to have a really monochrome look mostly, and I used this wallpaper a lot. I think it's from Parenthood, and it looks perfect. I love the gray, and because it has different colors, it looks a bit more interesting, so we don't have like a super simple plain white or gray wall. I used subway tiles in most or all bathrooms because I just love subway tiles. So it's relatively modern on the inside, still luxurious. And here you could just see the top view. So I'm now starting to work on the house on the left side. And as I said earlier, the floor plans are identical when it comes to the 2 mansions in the front. This is why I'm only showing this build here, like this mansion, in this video, and then I included screenshots later, and there you of course also see the top view from the other mansion and also the interior in general. But I felt like it would be too repetitive because you already see how I create the floor plan here and the interior, and it's relatively similar, just different colors, and I moved the furniture around. I just wanted it still to be a bit different. The floor plan just made sense this way, because this way I was able to just get the most of the top floor when it came to the floor plan. So I was able to include as many bedrooms as possible, so the stair position was similar. So I decided to have the same floor plan, and I just wanted this to be a bit rustic here, and I also wanted to include a bar. This was like so eye-opening for me back then when I learned that you can just place a bar right in front of a wall, so you don't have to add some bar stools. You can just turn it around and place it like this, and your Sims will be able to use it, which makes sense because all the shelves and all the stuff is like in the front, and this is like amazing. And I had no idea as I said, it totally makes sense, but I had no idea back then. And here I'm just furnishing the living room corner, much smaller, which is why I think this would be suitable just for a butler or for your adult kids who still live on the lot, for example. This one here is a bit unique because it has a greenhouse, as you can see here, and the other one hasn't. And here you can see the top view. This is the house on the right side, which is a bit different. I just wanted to take a shot from the top, and this way you can just see what happens and what's going on. And here is the top view, so you can see the whole house. And back then I promised to include them. Sometimes I forget this, but generally I include them, so here they are. And yeah, this is it. You can see some screenshots here. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can find this house in the gallery, fully furnished, CC free and unmodded. My ID is KateEmerald, and you can find all the information you need in the description box. Also, make sure to join the community Discord if you haven't yet. If you're interested, you can find the link to the community Discord in the description box as well. We would love to see you there. There's just a lot of stuff happening, and we are at almost 900 members now, I think. There's just so much going on, and it's a lot of fun. So come over and let's have a chat. And I hope you have a perfect week. Thank you for watching again, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.